Hey everybody, good morning. And yeah, it's cold, which makes sense. I'm back out at one of the locations that I've been coming to for quite a while now. I was actually here just last night as the sun set for a bird watching meetup, which was really good. Met some really cool people. I'm learning a ton from that. Having a great time there. But we came here last night. Now that it's reopened, over the last few years since I've been here, they've closed it twice for construction as they've been working on underground pipes and things like that for the city of Boulder, I think, if I remember correctly. Anyway, there's birds here last night. We saw some really cool stuff. I mean, the typical usual suspects of, the geese and ducks and things like that, song sparrows, typical things, which are still very cool to see regardless. One thing that was really cool was a northern harrier. I'm starting to see that more and more now that I know what to look for with something like that. And we saw it was doing that, hovering real low over the ground looking for stuff, basically right in front of us across the trail as we walked. It was actually splitting. The bird watching group had split at that point. We were kind of in two smaller groups, and like along this trail it was going back and forth around there, and we got like that's probably the clearest shot I've ever seen through the binoculars. It's a moment like that that makes me go, I wish I could be recording through these binoculars. But that's kind of the whole thing of why I have to bring a camera on certain days and go looking at other ones. I see more when I'm just looking with binoculars, and especially with experts who know what to look for and things like that. So hence why I'm doing that as much. But anyway, we did get our first real snow, I think, kind of. There's been a few instances of light dustings over the past few months, and that's weird. I did ask, last night with people who live here, and they're like, yeah, this is definitely a weird year. It's not like this, probably not good signs, but then overnight last night, we did get probably an inch, inch and a half, I think is what I cleared off the car. So very excited for that. Pretty cloudy. The conditions are not exactly perfect, but the sun is coming out through them. And I don't think it's going to snow anymore. So there's a good chance. Right now, there's some bright sun going across the pond in front of me. So I can definitely see there are some geese or something on there. I'm going to walk around and take pictures, see what I can see for birds. Hopefully, see something cool. I'm excited. Haven't been out in the snow in a bit, probably a year. First time where those small days where it has snowed here or there just a little bit have been during a weekday or on a weekend where I wasn't going out. So we did get some, which is funny because there was no snow on the ground when I was out on Saturday, but here we are on Monday and there's plenty. So cool. We'll see how that affects the birds. I assume that most of them have hunkered down and they won't be out until the sun is up. So now, I'm here a bit after sunrise. I think there's a good chance we'll see something. Who knows? I'm going to go find out. Let's see if I remember to turn the mic on this time. That was pretty fun. That was a good time out. It's nice to be out in the fresh snow, walking around. It's definitely cold, but not too cold. It was pretty nice. I stayed warm, got all the layers on and everything. Good time. Didn't see too terribly much, but I liked what I saw. At one point, there was a woodpecker. That was cool. Pretty sure the downy woodpecker, the female, smaller, no red to it or anything. Think so. I don't know if a photo came out from that or anything. Then went further and further and looked and looked and looked and really didn't see too much, which seems to be common for me. When I come out with a camera, I don't see a whole lot for some reason. But what I did see was another one that I really like, which was the northern flicker. And I saw it up in a tree, and I went, oh, I've seen them before, but I would really like to get a nice shot of it in flight especially, so that you can see it with all of the red spread out and everything. They're beautiful. Really, I like those. Since I've moved out here, and we never saw that back east or anything, but since I moved out here, I've seen the northern flicker a few times. It's common enough. It's not an every time occurrence, but common enough that most people are like, whatever. But I really like them. I think they're cool. And so I saw one, and I see it up on the branch, and it does wind up going down and landing, and okay, cool. And I start, creeping closer a little bit, keep a good distance between us so I don't spook it or anything. And I go from like standing and watching it, trying to get some pictures, to kneeling and watching it, to sitting and watching it. I don't know how long I was there. It was pecking around in the frozen, it had cleared a little space and was really going to town. I couldn't tell if it was getting anything, because by the time it had chosen its spot and I tried to move back and forth and look around just trying to see, it was like perfectly concealed behind some reeds that I couldn't get a shot of it, but I could see it like moving through there. And I'm like, okay, when it takes off, hopefully we can get a shot of it, like full spread wings and everything. So I'll just wait and wait and wait and wait. And I must have been there for 20 minutes, it felt like. I don't know, the chest camera was going, so like there is a time recording of how long I spent. I was just sitting there in the cold, waiting and waiting and waiting. And there actually was, I figured, okay, there's a person coming, and they're going to walk past. I can hear them, like, I hear the footsteps and everything coming up. When they walk past, it'll spook it. No, just stayed there. All right, great. Well, here comes another pair the other direction a few minutes later. That actually did. They were talking, as opposed to the person who was out there by themselves, who was just walking. And the pair that was talking did spook it up, and I wasn't ready at that point, of course. So I missed that, and it went off in a different direction. I was kind of hoping it would go one way, but it went the other way. So I went, all right, well, I tried. And it went up into a tree, so I kind of followed it a little bit, tried to track it again, went for another attempt while it was in the tree, and then it took off, and I still don't think I got it there, unfortunately. And then I walked a little further on. I was like, all right, well, you win this one, Flicker. I'll try again at another time. And I walked a little further on, and then I saw maybe the same one, probably a different flicker in a tree. And I really tried at that point too. I don't know if I got it. That one I came closer to at least pressing the shutter button while it was in flight, but I think it may have already exited the frame. I just don't think I managed to get it. They're quick. They're surprisingly quick and hard to predict where they're going to go. And like you're not that close to them, even though they're definitely bigger. It's tough. It's really tough. But I tried as hard as I could. And if anything else came out of that, I'll show it here. We can cut to recording at home while I'm doing the editing and take a look and see if I had any photos. Otherwise, I can just slap them on top here, whatever it was. It was a short day, but it was a good time. Good time out. I'm glad we got some snow. It's fun. I got more bird watching meetups in the future, so hopefully I'll be learning more and finding new places to go and explore and learn from people who do this, better than I do. And I'll absorb whatever knowledge I can and then improve. That's all I'm going to do. Just keep practicing and just keep going. I think that's all I got today. Bye, everybody.